classroom confessional number 11. Reading a notification. This past class, I think, is one of my favorite ones. Not including what we talked about at the beginning of class. That's something for like another time. But today's actual instructional period was one of my favorites, just because I love this the speaking activities we did, and I think rhetoric will be one of my favorite units, because that'll probably be one of my one of my favorite things to employ while debating. While I do know I need to focus on the analytical process and applying that to impromptu and extemporaneous speaking, it's something that I'm sure will come easy if I just study it enough and put it into practice in everyday life, not in just class. Like, there's so much we can use the analytical method for, and I'm looking forward to trying that this week in class. Walking into class, I was really excited for what the day had for me. As usual, that's how I am every Saturday with class. And walking out, I felt even better. There was a lot on my mind, but that stuff like that doesn't necessarily weigh on me too much and really change how I feel. It was a fun class. I had a lot of fun with the lesson, like I said before, and I'm still kind of, well, I feel like I've already said this. I'm still just excited to put what I've learned into practice and see what I can do with that. And don't even get me started on the end of class. Javita Moore. Yeah, that was an experience. If I hadn't already exaggerated it enough in class, Javita Moore is like, she's the bomb. She's the physical embodiment of Atlanta, and she's not even from Atlanta. That's something like totally different. I really loved what she had to say, and glad I got to speak to her, hear her story, and have her answer a few questions of mine. And that's one thing I just really love about the program, all the people we get exposure to and all the people we get to meet and hear from. It's great. Who do I feel I am personally in my academic development? I'm gonna think of that in terms of before starting the program, towards the middle of the program, and now. Well, not the middle of the program as if we're at the end, but from before I was in the program until now, really. Before I was in the program, it sounds crazy. Like, I know it has to sound crazy because, like, it feels weird. Like, it sounds weird in my head, but before the program, my grades were atrocious. My grades were unspeakable. And I felt that, like, going into the interviews, I felt that I didn't really need to do a program like this because that would weigh too heavily on me, and I wouldn't have time to catch up on the work that I was already slacking on. And I felt that it was just going to be like something else to keep me down. But I think what I didn't know I needed, was the structure of a program like this, especially when, it being a program where completing assignments is the way I stay in the program. Like, my future with the program is dependent upon me completing work and turning it in on time. I was forced to create a sort of schedule for myself and abide by that schedule constantly, which isn't something that I was doing too much anyway. So now at this point in the program, my grades, I finished last semester with 5 A's, 3 B's, and right now I'm at 7 A's, 1 B, 2 months into the semester, and I feel like I owe it all to the program and the structure of the program. But that's academic development within, like, school. and that's kind of development of my habits. Academic development with the program. First day of class, I was really hopeful. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to learn so much. And I have. And I feel like, I feel so enlightened. And people get annoyed with me at school just for the way I talk about things and the way I approach different topics. And it's all because of what I've learned and put to practice from the program. So I'm still developing, but I know there's always room for more development. I've got so much more to learn and so much more to improve myself, because the vocab quiz, need to schedule a time with Miss B, because so I'm gonna go on video and create a schedule for the coming week, because I have poor time management and scheduling helps, Miss B. So I'm not sure about the times and the days necessarily, but I know what I need to do in terms of academic development in the program. SAT words, 25 this week. And definitely go over some of the previous 375. 25 words. I'm gonna do Xavier's way of studying and go study the words in the entirety of my bus rides to and from school, or anytime I'm in a car, period, or some sort of vehicle, because I usually have my headphones in, listening to music, or I'm asleep. So no more of that, utilizing that time purely for SAT vocab study. Next, we have practicing my analysis in the analytical method. Well, first analysis alone, then I want to go into critical analysis, because that's a concept I feel like I kind of struggled with my Souls of Black Folk one-page paper things. I wasn't sure where to go with the critical aspect of analysis. I thought what I was doing, I didn't know analysis itself was critical. And I didn't know how critical to get with an analysis. So that's something else I'm going to look farther into. I want to go back into my 4 critical analysis, the chapter analysis. How do you say analysis, plural? Analyses. Analysis. My past 4 critical analyses. And I'm going to review the approach that I took to analyzing the chapters critically. And I'm not going to revise. Well, I probably will revise, not to turn in or anything, just for my own benefit. And then I'm going to go over my class notes about the analytical method. And I'm going to, like I said earlier in the video, I'm going to put that into practice at school. Anytime I find myself questioning something, I'm going to put the analytical method into play and see where that goes. That's it for this one, I think. Let's see if I can do this. Mwah!